Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Matthew Mumbles. My name is Matthew, and on this podcast show, we pretty much talk about whatever we want to talk about. It could be my life interests, my thoughts on things happening right now in the world, etc. I know it's been quite some time since the last episode of Matthew Mumbles. I've just been prioritized with the other projects like Spiral Shape Show, the Godzilla Show, which is actually returning this week on Friday. I'm recording this on Tuesday, March 14th. And this Thursday also marks the 10-year anniversary of the Monsterverse. So that's it. Pretty exciting to look forward to. Happy 10th birthday, Godzilla 2014. And I've also been doing a lot of Golden Glory content. Also working on some other things behind the scenes, which I still have not publicly announced. And yeah, we're just going to kind of like roll from things for there. But I wanted to focus on Godzilla Kong the New Empire now that it's out on digital and soon to be released on DVD and Blu-ray. At least, hope. I know it's confirmed, but I hope we get more DVDs. That's a different discussion, though, because a lot of people think DVDs and Blu-ray physical media is like a dying medium, which that's debatable. But let's talk about the film. This is probably going to be one of my last few GXK videos for quite some time because I don't really want to like choke down GXK more than I've already have been. So, because I've been doing all these figure reviews and figure comparisons that while they have been doing good, I just want to do some other type of content that's not Godzilla and Kong. Not just specifically the New Empire, but in general as well. So that's why I've been doing a lot more Mugen and Smash Brothers videos. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that for what it is. But time to bring this back to. How was the movie itself? Well, again, I'm just gonna say it because it's now out on digital. I'm not putting a spoiler warning, so I'm gonna be dropping all the spoilers. So I guess consider this movie spoiler thing. But now that it's out, I've seen it 3 times. I've seen it first in basic resolution on a theater screen. I was about like maybe midway in the theater, maybe, give or take. And that was really fun. That's also where I got like a bunch of my GXK stuff. I saw it a second time in Screen X, which it's debatable whether or not you really want to see it. I personally don't recommend it if you're looking for a full experience because the sides of the theater really like fluctuate because they'll show it for like a few scenes and then they won't show it, then they'll go back to showing it again, and it's so inconsistent in my opinion. I feel like it should be all or nothing. And then the third time was literally just like less than an hour ago where I just got done watching it on digital, and here we are. I hope to have the DVD of it. That'll wrap up my Monsterverse DVD collection, at least until GXK3 comes out. Yeah, that was just confirmed. But let's talk about the movie finally. Enough rambling. It's already been 3 minutes and we haven't even talked about the film. Honestly, if you, or I'm just going to say this film is completely nuts. It is bonkers, off the walls nonsense. There is so much happening in this movie, I swear. Like, it's not King of the Monsters level complex. It's more simple than that, but there's so much stuff. Like at one point, there's actually like 3 subplots in a way. There's Kong's plot, which is him going to this like prison of like all these other different apes, and he meets Suko, who he later adopts being his son, and then he gets into like this confrontation with the Scar King. There's obviously the humans with Dr. Island Andrews, Bernie, Gia, all of them are there. Not everyone, just those 3, I guess, from the last movie. And we got a new character, and they go to this hidden Iwi Hollow Earth civilization that was hidden away for all that time, and there's like this big prophecy with Mothra and how they have to wake Mothra up, and then Godzilla is going all over the world and like trying to absorb as much power as he can to become Godzilla Evolved, as the toys officially call him. They don't call him that in the movie, but they do call him that in the merch, so that's his official name. That's also the official name of Burning Godzilla, guys. He was never called Thermonuclear. Get it right. So that being said, I just have to say, this movie was just so much fun. I loved seeing Godzilla and Kong team up when they actually did team up. It doesn't happen like throughout the movie. For a while, it's Godzilla and Kong separately, and then where they get towards the end, they're like, okay, now we need to get Godzilla and Kong together, and then we need to do that big fight scene. And so they do that big fight scene, and it's honestly done really well. In fact, in a way, it kind of mirrors what Adam Wingard was going to do in Godzilla vs. Kong. What I mean by this is the Hong Kong fight wasn't always supposed to be the Hong Kong fight. Originally, they were supposed to fight in that temple within the Hollow Earth and then fight their way upward back onto the surface where they would continue the fight and end it. Until Mechagodzilla shows up, of course. So in a way, that's like what he did. They fight in this ancient temple-like place where Mothra is reawakened and all the rest of the Iwi tribe is. And then they get sucked up into a Hollow Earth portal after the gravity inverts on itself and goes back to normal. And then they go all the way back up to the surface in Rio instead of Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is a dreaded wasteland probably right about now. Because if King of the Monsters taught us anything, it's that, you know, it's basically just screwed over. Although I guess that's a bit of a continuity error. I pointed this out like years ago, but when they were filming in Rio, Behemoth destroyed Rio in King of the Monsters. So how is it that, and when a Titan destroys it, all this plant life grows back? But if Behemoth if Behemoth destroyed it, that place should be covered in plants. Like, should be even no battle there. Like, it's just a big wasteland, honestly. But anyways, I digress. Back to the GXK. Like, this big fight, especially, like, let's actually talk about the other fights. This movie kind of pulls a Final Wars. Now, what I mean by this is it has the long battle saved for the end, but there's these little tiny intricate battles in between, like, these smaller parts of the film. They mainly range with like 1 to 2 minutes each, maybe at best 3. The final fight's like 6 minutes long. I think it's actually 8 minutes, because you got 2 minutes in the Hollow Earth, and then you have 6 minutes on the surface in Rio. I think that's how it goes. Anywho, back to the other fights. So, like, there's a ton of monster fights. Because, like, you got Kong, like, immediately when you open the film, like, first 10 minutes, you're immediately greeted with Kong getting chased by these wolves. I forget the name of them. I know the name, I just forget them. And then you kind of get, like, them kind of squaring off. Like, not necessarily a fight, more like a booby trap scene, but Kong rips one open, and there you go. And then Godzilla fights Scylla and officially kills her off. I was literally not expecting him to kill off Scylla. And then Kong gets into a fight with some more apes, uses Suko as a baton, like a bat, just baseball bat, dong, 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 just all to the other apes. Godzilla gets into a fight with Tiamat, and Tiamat's actually from the comics too, Godzilla Dominion, which if you have not read it, please do. I was not honestly expecting to see Tiamat in this film, like, at all, period. But lo and behold, Tiamat's there. You know, you got all these other, like, fights with Scar King, and Kong gets into a confrontation with Shimu. Godzilla and Kong fight again, and Godzilla was the winner of that fight until Mothra intervened and saved them, where they teamed up, and then you get that big fight, and within those fights are, technically speaking, mini fights, because you got Godzilla versus Shimu, right? That goes on for a little bit. You got Scar King versus Kong himself. And you also have Suko even joining the fray, which Suko gets a few blows in and here and there, and even is the one that destroys the crystal at the end. But honestly, this film was just so much fun, especially bringing Mothra back after King of the Monsters. Like, I swear, I didn't even see that coming. Like, I'm gonna be dead serious. I did not even see that coming. You know, I think that really this film, I'm gonna sound a bit nitpicky, but I kind of wish there was more human intervention with this film, because while the humans do play an integral part in the film, they're not as integral as they used to be, as far as like Godzilla 2014, KOTM, and Skull Island. Like, those 3 films had like so much human stuff that, yeah, it does kind of suck sometimes seeing like it cut away, but here it's full monsters. And while that's not a bad thing, I kind of miss it when it was just the humans and maybe Godzilla and Kong and there was another bad guy. But whatever. This film was balls off the walls, complete nonsense, and so much fun. Honestly, 8.5 out of 10 is my personal rating. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for listening to this episode of Matthew Mumbles. If you guys liked it, definitely subscribe to the channel. Believe in Jesus, accept him as Lord and Savior today. Spread the gospel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, everyone. God bless.